Numbers are my jam. If you've been following me for a while, or maybe you haven't at all, I'm all about numbers. I love to share the numbers and take you through the detail. And that's what we're going to do today. I want to take you through some reality checks when it comes to your numbers. Typically focusing around managing your cash flow, managing your spending limits, allowing for tax, but most of all, the most important one is paying yourself first. And I've got some tips on how you can do this. Of course, there's a few other little things along the way which will help give some perspective. Week 60 of Reselling Online, and it has been another roller coaster of a week, and it's been a journey to get here. And I want to share with you all the details on that. This week, I've also wrapped up February 2022, which means I've got some additional numbers, some additional details that I can take you through and help you learn a thing or two. So if you want to level up your reselling, let's jump into it, and here's all the details. So top item number one for this week were these. This is just incredible. These Goosebumps. This was a total of 29 vintage Goosebumps. They were not in order, but there was 29 of them, all ranging between 1 and I think up to 47. I've paid $16.82 for these. I had two bundles that I basically put in this. There was about 15 or 20 that I paid $20 for, and then the additional that I've added in from average cost of goods. I've sold this for $199 and profited $151.33 after postage and fees, and there were some discounts in those postage too. So these are the winners, but you have to be willing to wait for the sale. Top item number two was this Apple iMac, and this one actually, this is why it's so important to tell people what you do. I actually got this one for free. It was just something that was lying around someone's house. They said they just wanted to get rid of it. They knew it worked. They said, yep, you can do what you want with it. I've been able to sell this for $150. I've profited $127.50. And they are doing pickup. Now for this one, I will be fully transparent. They have not picked it up and paid for it yet. Still waiting for that to happen. So fingers crossed it goes through. Top item number three, and this was a DVD that I purchased from a retail store. I actually picked up around 200 DVDs from a shop that was closing down, and I've been able to pay $1.22 for this. I've sold it for $60. It's gone overseas for about $25 postage. I've got some discounts on that. Therefore, the profit for this one was $51.78. And the movie was called Indecent Behavior. Top item number four were some more of those DVDs, and this was American Ninja 2, 3, 4, and 5. I've purchased them for $4.88, sold them for $55 as a bundle, and profited $43.64 after fees and postage. Top item number five, and this one is pretty cool to be able to sell, was some White Dwarf magazines. Now, I originally paid, it works out to be about $7.67. This was of 11 2007 issues. I've sold this for $50, picked it up from an op shop, and profited $33.91 after fees and postage. So be on the lookout for these ones. So lessons for this week, and it also applies to the month, having finished now February 2022, but there isn't many, but I want to be short and sharp, and we are going to dive into some of these a little later into the video. But the first one being, rushing isn't quick. And what I mean by this is we have a lot of things that we're doing. We want to get the money quickly, we want to get the post out quickly, we want to do all these things because the sooner we get it done, well, the less time we have to spend on it, and the quicker we get some money in our pocket. But you want to make sure, yes, you do have efficiency, you are doing things with some speed, but don't be rushing, because that's when you're going to make mistakes such as switching out parcels and you're sending to the wrong people, forgetting to put labels on parcels, forgetting to do quality checks, forgetting to put in your A game. And that is the key thing here, is you want to put in your A game and not bring in your C grade game, because that's what's going to separate you from the rest. So rushing isn't quick. Make sure you just have some fast processes, some clean processes, and that will enable you to level up. The other 2 points is numbers and cash flow. Numbers, which is the first thing that I really want to touch on, and we will dive into this a little bit deeper. There's 3 different numbers that people always talk about, and that is your eBay view, which is your 90-day view, and you can see mine up at the moment. It's not too bad. There's people above me, there's people below me. Then you have an eBay breakdown, which is when you start to take out some of the fees and start to take out some of the expenses. Different view. And then the third one is the accounting view, and this one is where most people miss and where they skip and they forget, and we're going to touch on that last. But once again, I'll show you a 90-day view of my accounting view and how that differs and why that differs, and we'll talk about that soon. So this week has been a pretty average week. We've done 42 sales, average ASP sitting at around $31.90, margin being 72%, cost of goods $107. Revenue, we've done $1,338, so we are actually above average, and profit sitting at $959, which is a little bit below of where I want to be. I want to be around $1,100. As you can see, average cycle time is sitting at 59 days, which is not too bad, and really the winner for this week, I've actually sold a lot of DVDs and books once again. So keeping it consistent, a few different random things that have gone out the door. Progress over time, as you can see here, an average week for me at the moment is around $1,111. Average profit for me per week is around $662. So this week weren't too bad. Listings and sales, we've listed 105 items, averaging around 15 per day, and we've sold 42 items, averaging around 6 per day. Weekly flow. Now, the start of this week, it was slow. It was horrible. It was just, I was basically doing, well, for a couple of days there, I did half of what I normally do. I would do about $150 per day on average. And the first couple of days, they were slow. We then went up, then we went down, and then we went up, and then we kind of stayed up. So that's that roller coaster for you, and that's why I like to share this, because it helps you understand that you're not going to have those perfect weeks. Goals, goals, goals. How are we tracking for the milestones? So we're at $66,717, 89% to our next milestone, which is $75,000. In terms of 2022 goals, we're at 17% to my $60,000 profit goal. ASP for whole of life, we're sitting at $34.59. But if I actually tap down into year 2022, we've sold 101 items with an average sale price of $53. So we're above that $40 sale price. And you can see some of the other stats there as well. So we're going pretty good. All right, we're going to dive into some show and tell, and then we're going to dive into some deeper dive into February 2022.
All right, team, Monday morning and just doing a quick postage run. Lots of books that have sold over the weekend, but let me take you through. So these have all gone together. There's about $230 worth there. We've got some games going out, new DVD. We've got a vintage radio going out. That went for, I think that was $59. We've got those mugs that I sold, the Winnie the Pooh. We've got Horrible Science, the collection. That went for $50. We've got some more books, Halo books. That went for $49. Just sold these two books this morning, actually, for $40. We've got a little plate going out. That's gone for about $20. This little one, this is like a little denim jumpsuit kind of thing, overalls. This one, actually, a big shout out to Drew and Sarah, because they gave me some insights, actually more so Sarah, and sold that one for, I think I got $35 for it. Got some Lego going out as well. Got some marbles going out. Look, I sell everything, guys, really do, but pretty good. Let's pack it up. All right, team, it is Wednesday. It's been a bit of a slow start to the week, but a few goodies going out. We've got American Black Beauty. It's gone for about $12. This guy's gone for $35 from DC Shoes. This guy is gone for, I think that went for $29. Jack Johnson's gone for $13. American Ninja, 2 to 5. That's gone for, it went for $66, I think it was. They're new and sealed. Pull out 4, just a $10 game, $10 DVD, and I think this one went for like $7 or $8. I don't know, just bread and butter items. This guy's gone for 29 or 26, I think it was. So just a few things, nothing over the top, but hey, it's all adding up. So all right, team, it is Friday morning and just packing the posts, and we've got a few different interesting things. It's been a very quiet week, but we have still got some sales. We've got Crisis 3 going out the door. That was just around $10. Inspector Gadget, that's gone for $50. Got these 2 boats, actually. They've gone for $45. Lego boats, crazy. White Dwarf magazines, a big bulk lot. That's gone for $50 plus $12.50 postage. We've got the Walker Texas Ranger series. These are X rentals, so I only sold them for $40, but I only picked them up for, I think it was about $4 $5 for the bundle. So pretty happy with that. Secrets of the Lost Legend Baby. This guy went for $29 really quick. I think I underpriced him. Got some plushies. The Toyota Corolla chicken plushie. We got some Choose Your Own Adventure. I actually just picked these up just a couple of days ago. Got 35 straight away. I had them for 45, knowing that people would offer. This guy went for 16, I think it was, the Outer Limits. Got this guy going out for $19. He's not complete, but hey, not complaining. And Early Settlers Household Lore. This book is just how people used to live back in the day and how they used to cook and what they used to do. So pretty cool. Around the Ballarat Goldfield area, Sovereign Hills. So pretty cool book to find. Yeah, sold that one for, I think he went for 19 or 29, can't remember. Anyway, pretty solid. I think there's another DVD or 2 that I got to pull out, so not too bad. Yeah, just some everyday kind of items. No big tickets. These 2 have probably been the best ones that have gone out, and that guy went for 45. So yeah, not too bad. All right, team, let's pack it up.
Quick perspective check. This is week 60. How have we actually pulled up out of the 60 weeks? Well, we're ranking 14 out of profit for the entirety of the 60 weeks of doing this journey. So just gives you some perspective of how that tracks, how that compares, and there's all the numbers. So February 2022, how have we progressed? It's been an interesting month. It was a bit of a slow starting month. I feel like there's a lot of things going on in the world at the moment, which is just helping, not helping, encouraging people to just slow down a little bit with their spending. We've done 188 sales, which is quite a lot less than last month, about 40 almost. ASP being $31.91, so close to that $32 mark. And margin sitting at 61.8%. Cost of goods were around $650, revenue just shy of $6,000, and profit being about $3,685. Got a breakdown of fees and postage there on the side as well, give you all that full transparency. In terms of February, what have we actually sold? Well, as you can see here, profits have once again come in from the books being 52 items sold, video games second, and then DVDs third. So they are my three top categories, and then I've got toys, collectibles, and a few other things. You can have a look for yourself, but it's been pretty solid in those top three categories per usual. From a running view, whole of life, that's what WOL stands for. You can see what's been happening each month on an average and the numbers and things. You can dive into this, but this is just to give you a running understanding. And here is that same view, but as a graph, and you can see what it's like with the roller coaster. You've got black as sales, you've got green as revenue, and you've got profit as the dotted blue line. We spoke about the numbers. I mentioned it before. I took you through the eBay view, the 90-day view with the eBay breakdown, and the counting view. Now, this is why it's so important to understand when you are comparing, or maybe you're just, checking yourself against others and looking at your own numbers, is understanding what each of these views present. eBay view is primarily just what you've sold in 90 days on eBay, and that's just pure revenue, and that includes usually postage that the buyer has paid too. It has no expenses in there, so it's a little diluted. Then you have an eBay breakdown, which usually you're going to have your fees, your postage costs. It's going to have some of the smaller things in there, which are just the everyday items that basically eBay is going to deduct when you go over to your sales page and sales performance and check it all out. Now, for me, the real big key kicker, the real big key metric, and the key number you should be looking at when running your business is your accounting view. If you are running this as a business, maybe you're doing it part-time and you're just getting a few dollars on the side, which is great. If you start to scale and you want to take this to the next level and making sure that you do have a strong cash flow, that you are managing your spending limits, what we're going to chat about in a second, accounting view is key, because this is taking in everything to account and ensuring that you do have that cash flow month on month to ensure that you can reinvest, buy stock, and continue to have things play through. So what does that actually mean? Well, let me take you through it. So this is my business view, or my accounting view for financial year 22. And you can see it starts from July all the way up to February at this point in time. Now, the key thing here is understanding that yes, you've got your revenue, your profit, your fees, your postage paid, and any cost of goods sold as well. But where people get confused is you need to make sure that your numbers when you're tracking your profitability of your eBay, sales or shop or whatever, you need to include your outlay of cost for your entirety of stock that you've paid for that month, which is new stock dollars in that column. You can see there how much I've paid for new stock, whether it's sold or not, it doesn't matter. As you can see, new stock for me in February was $960.86. Sold cost of goods was only $654, meaning that $654, I might have actually outlaid that cost back in July. It might have actually been in August, or it might have been across a few different months. The new stock dollar is actually the amount that I had to outlay in cash flow to actually have new stock come into the business to enable me to actually list those 413 items potentially. So that's one cost that people miss. The other one is other expenses. And as you can see, this month, my margin was only 25%. Last month was 50%. And that's because this month I've had to pay up and purchase some additional marketing supplies, some business cards. I've paid up on my mailing and shipping supplies, so I did a bulk order. You might have rent or overhead costs such as storage fees, or you might have other things that you have to pay for your business, whether it's internet, maybe it's some new equipment that's broken or something like that. Those are all things that need to come out of your business expense. If you're paying that out of your own pocket, it's diluting your business operational expenses. So this is full transparency. The next slide is even more important, and that is cash flow management and how to manage your spending limits, how to allow for tax, and how to ensure that you are paying yourself first. So what I like to use is profit first. I don't follow the entire system, and this is not advice. This is just what I'm doing, and I'm sharing that. have a look at the book. You can go check it out. There is a link in the description below. Have a listen to it. There is some key things here. Have a listen or have a read. There are some key things here that enable you to get on top of your business expenses, your business operations in terms of finances, and ensure that you're going to be, most of all, paying yourself first. This is an example of the entirety of income that has come through for this FY. It's a little diluted because I've changed some of these percentages as I've progressed, but this is just an example. So total income is coming around $48,397 that has come in from eBay. On the previous slide you saw, if you add up the revenue that has come in, it has been that much. It's not profit, that's revenue. Now what I then like to do, and you go through the book and explains how to break this up, but for me, and I've slowly adjusted this over the last, I guess, 6 months or so. You have your income and you want to break it up into different buckets, 40% into OPEX or whatever percent into OPEX, but OPEX is your operating expenses. Now I do this on a weekly basis. So any money I put into that OPEX bucket is the amount of money that I have to pay for post, to buy new stock, to outlay for new inventory, to pay any expenses, anything like that. That's what my budget is. And that might be $600 one week, it might be $900 one week. It depends on how much you've made that week. But that way you're putting some cash out to ensure that you've got things to pay for all the ongoing expenses to operate your business. Number 2 is profits. And this is usually a small percentage, but this isn't the profit in the terms of paying yourself. This is like a quarterly dividend, something that you would pay yourself out on an irregular basis to reward yourself for your hard efforts. And it's ensuring that you are getting a little bit of some icing on the cake at the end of the day. So this, I put 5% each week away, and on a quarterly basis, I actually break it down. When I hit $1,000, I pay myself out just that $1,000 as a dividend, as a bonus, as something to reward myself with. Now, owner's pay, once again, I've got it at 40%, you might have it lower depending where you are at your business, but owner's pay is essentially what I am paying myself each week. Now, on average, this works out to be about $600 to $700, but as you progress, you start to increase the owner's pay and you can bring down the OPEX or vice versa. The book explains it all. And that means I'm actually paying myself every week rather than just paying myself after all expenses, because expenses are already catered for with the OPEX. And that's why it's so important to follow this, is because it enables that cash flow, but it enables you to go home with some dollars in your pocket. And the final one is, as you start to scale, is if you're taking this to the bigger, if you're wanting to grow this, start allocating some money away for tax, because the tax man will come for you, and you do need to make sure you are doing your tax correctly. I'm not going to go into the details and laws of tax, but if you are in Australia, you need to follow their guidelines. So putting away 15%, you might be able to do less, but 15% is a good way to have that overhead managed for it. And of course, as you get to the end of the financial year, maybe you don't have to pay that much in tax. Hey, you can roll it over to the next month, or you can use it to rehash and reallocate back into the different streams. So that's profit first in a nutshell, why I use it and how it enables you to have spending limits, managing your cash flow, and most of all, ensuring that you can pay yourself, and that way you can continue to level up your reselling and manage it on a week-by-week basis. So really appreciate you being here. If you've got any questions, there's quite a lot of stuff we've touched on today. Please do reach out, drop me a comment in the comments below. More than happy to continue the conversation. Of course, I do share more over on my Instagram on a daily basis, almost. You can jump on over there. Of course, I've got plenty of other things, 3 videos a week. Really appreciate you being here. Continue the conversation, and you have a wonderful day. Cheers.